Hello nerds! We are talking about music in this video. This is a pre-recorded clip, so my shirt's about to change, but it is going to be a great music section. If you want to see the entire news video, then you can check out the top link in the description. That being said, let's talk about all of the wonderful nerdy music that there is to talk about. For today's music news, we have no follow-ups, we have no corrections, we do have some interesting new music. Our piece of new music comes from a grunge band from the 90s? Kind of. Candlebox, who has been active since the 90s and is from Seattle, so definitely fits all of the criteria therein. They are putting out a new record. That new record is called Wolves. It will be out September 7th, and they just dropped a new single from that called All Downhill From Here. Link down in the description. Pretty solid grunge 90s era alt-rock kind of stuff. I'm a fan. That's why we talk about it on the show. That's all we've got for new music though, so let's move over to tours. We have an update on a tour that we've covered previously, and it is the Korn tour. The tour that they are currently on is getting shuffled a little bit. So originally they kind of moved some dates because they said someone in the Korn camp had been diagnosed with the COVID. Well, it came out just a couple days ago that that someone is Jonathan Davis. At least one of the someones is Jonathan Davis. So because Jonathan is sick, they cannot do their performances, so they are only rescheduling most of them. There is 2 shows that have been officially canceled. Those 2 shows are Syracuse and Darien, I'm sorry, I can read the notes. Darien Center, both in New York. If you had tickets to those, then you will be contacted by Ticketmaster or whomever you bought the tickets through so that you can get your refund. But there are 6 other dates that have been postponed, so they're getting moved to another time, and it sounds like they will be honoring your existing tickets. So that is what we have as far as the update on the Korn tour goes, but we do have a new tour being announced, and that is Under Oath. Under Oath is going out with Every Time I Die and Spirit Box. So Spirit Box is getting off of the Limp Bizkit tour, which also has been canceled and or postponed or whatever, and they're going out now with Under Oath and Every Time I Die. Name of the tour is the Voyeurism Tour. It starts in February, runs through March of 2022. February 18th in Dallas is the first date. March 25th in Atlanta is the last date, and they basically cover everywhere in between and then some. So it's a pretty huge tour if this is your bag. I am honestly just now starting to even get into Spirit Box. Every Time I Die, I've always been a little bit into. Under Oath is definitely less been on my radar forever and ever, but either way, it sounds like an interesting tour, especially if you're down for that kind of stuff. So you can find a link down in the description if you are looking to get tickets. So now let's move into proper news for music, and starting things off here is a little bit of a bummer, and that has to do with Dimebag Darrell and Dean Guitars. So Dimebag's widow, Rita Haney, is suing Dean Guitars because apparently there has been a management shift over in Dean, and now the kid of the guy who Dimebag signed his deal with is the one in charge, and he's basically a disrespectful I don't even know, millennial, I would imagine. So it said that Dimebag's been dead for 16 years, we can't make money, and then proceeded to do some shady business behind closed doors. So Rita Haney saw that, said, hey, maybe we can come to an amicable agreement here. He was kind of a douche to her, and now it sounds like everything is just coming to a head with a lawsuit. It really sucks that this is happening because it sounds like there was honestly still more stuff that Dime himself had designed that was supposed to be coming out within the next couple of years or so, and is now just dead in the water because this relationship is ending, and it doesn't sound like it's going to be a clean end either. If there's any other major developments here, we will definitely keep tabs and keep you up to date, but that is what we have for now. So then we have our final piece of news, and it's also a bit of a bummer. The Cure bass player, Simon Gallup, has announced that he has left the band. So Robert Smith, the lead singer of The Cure, has said previously that if Simon were to leave the band, then it wouldn't be The Cure anymore. Now, granted, Simon has definitely left the band before. He also was not the original bass player, so it is conceivable that they can continue to make music without Simon Gallup. However, this is a very strange time for him to have left the band, especially considering that he said things along the lines of, "I'm just tired of being deceived," as one of the reasons why he left. Did not elaborate as to where that deception was coming from, if it was management, if it was other band members, what have you. But that was, I'm not quoting him verbatim, but that was kind of the gist of what he was saying. But this is all coming shortly before they release what is presumed to be their final 2 records. According, again, to Robert Smith in recent interviews, he has said that they recorded 2 albums within the last 1.5 to 2 years or so, and are both in the final mixing process, and should be released sometime in the next year or so. And then he said, that's it. There's not going to be any more studio music from The Cure. He did not say that they weren't going to go on tour, but he did say this is very likely the last 2 albums that The Cure will ever release. So really, really strange situation. It's presumed that Gallup is the bass player on the recordings. So I don't know. It just seems like a really interesting situation. As more, again, develops, we will be keeping tabs on this, even if it is a minor situation at this point, just because I feel like we need a little bit of resolution, a little more clarity. But that is all we have for music. And that is the nerdy music news. If you want to see the entire news episode, then check the top link down in the description, assuming you are watching on YouTube. If you're watching on a different platform, then go check out the YouTube, youtube.com/generallynerdy, or generallynerdy.net is where all of the things get posted for free, and patreon.com/generallynerdy is the place to go get behind the paywall and see all of those things. So go check out the full episode, go check out other stuff that's happening on the page. You can see the links right there to the side of my face. Otherwise, thank you very much, nerds. We're gonna go, but before we do, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.